A whole chicken, you ain't never ate a good chicken till you deep fry one whole. This little
For
hand.
more than a decade, Troy Landry has been the face of Louisiana's swamp life. A man whose courage, humor, and thick Cajun drawl made him a household name. On Swamp People, his famous "Choot battle cry echoed through living rooms across America. But behind that fearless voice lies a story of grit, faith, and heart. From the muddy waters of Pierre Part to the bright lights of television, Troy's journey has been one of triumph and trial. Beyond the fame and fanfare, he's a man who's fought through personal loss, health scares, and controversy, yet never lost his love for the bayou or his pride in his roots. Roots of the Bayou. Early life in Pierre. Part Troy Landry was born and raised in Pierre Part, Louisiana, a tight-knit Cajun community where life revolves around the swamp. For the Landrys, the bayou wasn't just scenery, it was survival. Generations before Troy hunted, trapped, and fished in the Atchafalaya Basin, teaching each new generation to respect and rely on the water. From childhood, Troy learned to read the currents, track alligators, and navigate the wetlands as naturally as most kids ride bicycles. Life in the swamp demanded toughness. Storms, floods, and predators were part of daily existence. But amid the danger, Troy found beauty and belonging. His upbringing forged a deep respect for nature and the delicate balance of swamp life. That connection would define everything he became, not just a hunter, but a guardian of a vanishing culture where hard work and family were the true currency of life. Lessons from the swamp. Hard work and heritage. Before television ever found him, Troy lived the kind of life that built real strength. His childhood was a masterclass in resilience. Early mornings, long days, and endless lessons from his father and uncles. They taught him that surviving in Louisiana's wetlands meant more than strength. It required instinct, patience, and humility before nature. He learned to sense danger before it appeared and to appreciate that every catch, whether fish, crawfish, or gator, came with gratitude. Troy's early years weren't about money or fame. They were about honoring a heritage, one built on respect for the land, community, and tradition. In the bayou, knowledge passed from father to son wasn't just practical, it was sacred. Those childhood lessons shaped not only Troy's future career, but also his character, a mix of courage, humor, and unwavering pride in his Cajun roots. Before the fame, a working man of the bayou. Before he was king of the swamp, Troy Landry was a working-class man doing whatever it took to provide for his family. He labored as a lumberjack, cutting through Louisiana's thick forests in dangerous, back-breaking conditions. When he wasn't in the woods, he was on the water harvesting crawfish, a job that demanded long hours, muddy hands, and a deep understanding of the bayou's rhythms. Every role taught Troy something valuable: endurance, timing, and humility. He didn't chase fame or fortune, he chased purpose. Even when money was tight, he never strayed far from the swamp. It was more than home. It was his teacher, his challenge, and his comfort. Those years of sweat and sacrifice grounded him, preparing him for a future he couldn't yet imagine. One where the world would finally see the power and poetry of his simple, hard-working life. The hunt of a lifetime. The alligator tradition. Alligator hunting wasn't just a job for Troy Landry, it was a calling. Generations of his family had hunted gators long before cameras ever rolled. To outsiders, it might look like a dangerous sport, but to Cajun families like the Landrys, it was a sacred ritual. The gator season, short, intense, and unpredictable, demanded skill, courage, and respect for the animal. Each hunt was a test of everything Troy had learned from his ancestors. He knew when to strike and when to hold back. Every "Choot wasn't just a shout. It was an echo of generations honoring a way of life built on survival and stewardship. For Troy, hunting was about connection to his father, his sons, and the land itself. It was never just about trophies. It was about balance, tradition, and pride in the Louisiana heritage that flowed through his veins. Swamp People, from hunter to television star. In 2010, everything changed. Swamp People debuted on the History Channel, introducing America to the thrilling, dangerous world of Louisiana's gator hunters, and to Troy Landry, its undeniable star. Viewers were captivated by his thick Cajun accent, fearless hunts, and that unforgettable cry, "Choot 'em!" Troy wasn't acting, he was living his truth, bringing the bayou to life with authenticity and warmth. Fans loved his humor, his patience, and his deep bond with his sons, Jacob and Chase. The show became a surprise hit, turning Troy into a national icon. What set him apart wasn't just his skill, but his heart. He treated his crew like family, and he faced the swamp's dangers with steady confidence. Millions tuned in weekly, not just for the gators, but for Troy himself, a man whose honesty, hard work, and Cajun pride made him the beating heart of Swamp People. Family ties and Cajun pride family has always been the foundation of Troy Landry's life. On Swamp People, viewers saw not only his hunts, but also the tender moments shared with his wife Bernita and his sons. He wasn't just teaching them how to hunt, he was passing down a legacy, the same lessons of courage, respect, and loyalty that his father taught him. Watching Troy work with Jacob and Chase reminded fans that the show was never just about gators. It was about family, faith, and keeping traditions alive. He took immense pride in seeing his sons carry on the family's way of life, even as fame entered their world. Troy's bond with his family reflected the heart of Cajun culture, close-knit, loyal, and bound by love for the land. Behind every Choot 'em was a man deeply rooted in his family values and his responsibility to preserve them for the next generation. Fame, authenticity, and the spirit of the swamp. Unlike many reality stars, Troy Landry never let fame change him. What fans loved most was his authenticity, his laughter, his occasional frustration, and his unmistakable humility. He didn't chase cameras, they came to him. His fame became a bridge between two worlds, modern America and the timeless traditions of the bayou. Through his storytelling, he educated millions about Cajun culture, showing that life in the swamp, though harsh, was filled with pride and joy. He became a voice for the people of Louisiana's wetlands, raising awareness of their struggles and their beauty. Even as his fame grew, Troy stayed true to himself, still fishing, still hunting, still waving to neighbors who knew him long before TV did. For fans, he became more than a character. He became a symbol of endurance, humility, and the quiet strength that comes from living close to the land. The shadow over the swamp, legal troubles and challenges. In 2024, Troy Landry's life took an unexpected turn when he was cited by Louisiana's Department of Wildlife and Fisheries for alligator hunting violations. Accused of improper tagging and unauthorized lines, Troy faced fines, equipment seizure, and the threat of jail time. The incident shocked fans who had always seen him as a symbol of integrity. For Troy, it was a difficult moment, one that tested not only his reputation, but his spirit. Alligator hunting laws are strict and complex, and even experienced hunters can fall into technical violations. Still, the situation reminded everyone that fame doesn't shield you from mistakes or misunderstandings. As he prepared for court in early 2025, Troy remained largely silent, focusing on resolving the issue privately. For many fans, the controversy didn't tarnish his legacy, it humanized him. Even heroes stumble, but true character is revealed in how they rise again. Resilience and legacy of a bayou legend. Troy Landry's story is far greater than one TV show or one controversy. It's the story of a man who turned his family's way of life into a legacy shared with the world. He's lived through storms, both literal and personal, and emerged with the same steady heart that first drew fans to him. His voice, humor, and courage embody what it means to be Cajun, strong, proud, and deeply connected to the land. Whether facing danger in the swamp or challenges in life, Troy stands as proof that authenticity endures. He taught millions that success isn't about escaping your roots, but honoring them. As the cameras fade and seasons change, one truth remains. Troy Landry will always be the king of the swamp, not because of fame, but because of the unbreakable spirit that has guided him from the bayou's depths to America's heart.